Hey, this is Shannon. Today I wanted to talk about three things that I would rather not talk about in astrology as an astrologer, and it's probably more unassuming than you would think. So stay tuned to find out what I won't and don't really like talking about. The first thing that me as an astrologist that I don't like talking about, they call it the vertex. I've heard of it before. This is the description of it. The vertex is a point located in the western hemisphere of a chart, the right hand side, that represents the intersection of the ecliptic and the primal vertical. In astrology, basically, it's a bunch of mumbo jumbo that's just very mythical within a chart. Basically, this chart point is saying that this is where you're going to find fate or find your mystic or what. Okay, sure. I just don't like reading it because it goes way too. So here's the thing: is the signs and the planets and the asteroids, they are all actual, like, physical. You can go towards one star or another within the sky, and that's space within sky. And then these planets have their own auras to them. You can read all of those, right? You can't read this. It's some mystical point that's virtually, to me, I'm sorry, they just went, let's just pick this point. As far as I'm concerned, to call it it's just extra stuff to read that is nonsensical. It's redundant because I can tell you with more certainty XYZ where your planets are, but I can do it. If somebody is like, no, I need you to read this, I don't want to, I don't care to. But for example, where the vertex is here in Cancer, that would be if somebody were born at this moment, at this time, you have a sense of patriotism. You're liable to meet your true love while you're overseas in war. You could be very connected and find your fate in being a mother because Cancer rules them. Like, there's all of these it could things that I'm not as specific about. So that is my number one, what I don't like talking about as an astrologer. My number two, which 2 and 3, I'm gonna cheat a little, are essentially the same concept. Number 2 is the south, and number 3 is the north, or vice versa. My number 2 would be the north node, my number 3 would be the south node. I'm going to start with the north node down here in Taurus as of this current period. So as an astrologer, I don't like really talking about the nodes because, again, they're points from the earth that are more or less like, yes, I can use it and I can talk about it and I can deal with it, but essentially the north node, wherever that's placed on in the chart, is what you're heading towards, what your goals are, what you can aspire to be, your highest self. Your south node is like your lowest self, the lowest point of your being. It's, again, I feel like it's grabby as far as like interpretation. I can do it, I can talk to you about it, but I just don't rely on that as much as some of these other tried and true things that I can really put 2 and 2 together on. So that's my number 2 and 3 as to things that I don't like talking about and I don't like discussing as an astrologer. If you're interested to know more, if you want a reading, if you just want to check out the rest of my stuff, you can definitely just browse through my other videos, and I have channels everywhere. But look, the best thing that you're going to be able to do is learn about you. I do personalized horoscopes. I can tell you things that you want or need to know that is very relevant to you. I do horoscopes all the time, and it's for the broader picture, it's for the broader world, but getting a personalized horoscope is really where you're going to want to go. But I appreciate you watching, and look, keep checking me out, keep supporting. I appreciate all of it. Peace.